We have taken a lot of model policy from ALEC and taken that to our states. I have to say, just bragging on Arkansas, we've done, because I have to, we've done a lot in Arkansas, and I think really the fiscal policies are sound that ALEC proposes, and we've been able to take a lot of those and implement them in Arkansas.
I'm with Arkansas State Representative Mindy McAlindon, and appreciate you being here at ALEC this year in Orlando, Florida. I guess I pronounced the last name correctly.
You did great.
Okay, that was part of my first test. And you don't have to have your husband change the last name.
That's right, it would be great, but yeah.
You're here and you started actually coming to ALEC before you actually took your office. And
yes.
I'm obviously a big fan of ALEC. You enjoyed the academies. Tell me about your ALEC experience.
Absolutely. So it was when I was a nominee for the Republican nominee, but we still had my election coming in November 4 years ago, and one of my colleagues invited me to an academy on taxes, and we talked a little bit about some of the different issues going on, and so I was like, this is really interesting, and so learned a lot, was able to find that ALEC aligned with my conservative viewpoint. You know, I'm very strong fiscal conservative. I believe that people do a better job of spending their money than the government does, and that's what we should focus on, and so ALEC seemed to really align well with that, and so I can consistently come back.
And you figured out real quickly how to work your way through the task force and how to get model policy through.
Yeah.
And the one you mentioned early on to me was about the gold and silver transaction, making it legal tender. How'd that process come about, and why was it important to Arkansas?
So it's a very cool bill, and we were actually, Arkansas was the first state in the nation to pass transactional gold.
Okay.
We worked with a group called Pirate Money. We worked with them for a long time. They sent over a bill, and it was probably 40 pages, and I was like, I'm not taking 40 pages to committee. Like, there's no way I'm taking that much new language to committee. And so I took it to our Treasury office, and I was like, what can we do with this? And we worked with the comptroller, and he basically came back with a page-and-a-half bill. And it was so simple, and it was so perfect, and I was like, this is great.
Right.
And it allows people to say, if I want to hold gold reserves, like get a gold bullion, then I will be issued a credit card of sorts, and that, like a debit card, and when I swipe that debit card, the merchant will get cash, as they would normally get, but I will get gold taken out of my account, right? And so I'm able to use gold for transactions. And I thought, this is perfect. And it's such a simple bill that we need to take this bill and make it model policy. And so we were able to do that at the last meeting. We ran that bill. It was dual referred, and we were able to get it passed. And so now it's a great model policy for people to use.
And a lot of the times I hear it working the other way around. The model policy thing goes to the states.
Yes.
So you've already proved that it will work.
Yes.
And you brought it to ALEC to share with the rest of the states.
Sure, because it was such a neat bill. But we have taken a lot of model policy from ALEC and taken that to our states. I have to say, just bragging on Arkansas, we've done, because I have to, we've done a lot in Arkansas, and I think really the fiscal policies are sound that ALEC proposes, and we've been able to take a lot of those and implement them in Arkansas.
And you are very active in the tax policy.
Yes.
So and I think you're excited that taxes seem to keep going lower and lower in Arkansas.
Yes,
how are you able to do that?
It is amazing. So we do very small tax cuts, 0.3%, 0.4%. I mean, there are small tax cuts. So it doesn't feel like a lot in the moment. And I do get some complaints sometimes of people going, what am I going to do with $400? I'm like, I got a lot I can do with $400. But over time, over the last 4 years, we've decreased the taxes 20%. We're down to 3.7, and we're continuing to work towards a zero income tax policy, which I think is so great for people because people do a better job of spending their money than the government does. And then we've also, with that, we've said, let's increase our homestead credit. And our homestead credit is basically kind of some alleviation off the property taxes. And we've raised that 60% over the last 4 years. So really trying to find ways for people to get their money back while still funding everything that the government needs.
I know you're familiar with the Rich States, Poor States Index. And it's been proven, obviously, that the states with the lowest tax base, lowest tax rates, attract the most people.
It does.
And are doing the best fiscally.
They absolutely do. And we compete hard with Tennessee, who's a zero income tax, Texas is zero income tax, Missouri is going to zero, Louisiana is going to zero, Oklahoma's trying to go to zero. So I think to compete even in the region, we need to keep moving that tax down.
And it's also about competing for new business as well.
It is. Now, I will say that Bentonville is very good at growing. That's one of of the things we do really, really well. So we have grown tremendously over the last probably 5-6 years since COVID. It's been just an explosion. And so we see a lot of new businesses coming in, not just into Bentonville, but into the whole state. And so we are growing. We're growing a huge lithium business down in South Arkansas. I don't know if you've heard about it, but you should read about it.
No, but so, lithium is really in demand, and
really
some of the big mining is not in this country.
Correct, and so
like Ukraine.
Yeah, it is. But Standard Lithium, as well as Exxon, have really invested into South Arkansas, and there's a Smackover formation that's used for something else, but they have been taking that formation and rerunning it and extracting the lithium out of it and getting a very high-grade lithium. So there's a lot of neat little pockets of industry that are growing up in Arkansas.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And as folks look to another place to live, I've heard so many good things about Arkansas.
No, Arkansas is full.
No, it's
full.
not. You don't want the folks from New York and New Jersey? Sure you do. Well, Oregon does not want Californians, I know that.
Yeah,
but
it's
such a great economic environment to live in now.
It is, and you know what? The people are amazing, right? It's just good-hearted people, which is one of the things I love about Arkansas. Salt of the earth, I like to say.
So you've also been to some academies here. What are you looking forward to out of this year, this session of ALEC?
So at this session, I've really enjoyed just building some more relationships, right? That some of these people I've known for 4 or 5 years, and so really kind of digging into those, and then being able to connect with different states and say, what are you seeing? What are you seeing on the horizon? What might we be seeing in the next year or two? Because in Arkansas, we only meet every other year for legislative session, and so it's great to connect with those states that are meeting this year to find out what are y'all dealing with, so we can get ahead of it for when we're in session.
Oh, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And with Mindy McAlindon from Bentonville, Arkansas, a state rep.
Yes.
In your 4th year.
Yes.
And welcome to ALEC and the annual meeting here in 2026 in Orlando, Florida.
Thank you so much,
Best of luck to you.
Great talking to you.